Okay, back inside. I've cut my little crookneck squash, and I've already trimmed off one end, and I've trimmed off the other end. The next thing I need to do is I need to slice or to peel this, for at least for this particular recipe. Not for everything, but I'm going to peel. In fact, I wouldn't even. This is such a tender little squash that I wouldn't even have to peel this one for this. But I'm going to. I'm going to show you how I peel it. I'm actually cutting a little bit more of the flesh, the outside away than I would like to. But I'm going to peel this. Okay, let's see if we can. Let me say something about squash. It's like everything else. There is a window of opportunity for harvesting squash. You need to get them while they're fresh and tender. But because old squash are like old goats, they're hard and they're hairy. Well, they're not hairy, but they're not pleasant. And an old tough squash is better for a club than it is for to eat. Okay, now I'm going to trim these squash pieces into about a 1/4 inch slices, and then I'm going to rinse this again, and then I'm going to soak these pieces in a salt bath. I'll take just some regular water and I'll add salt. I don't know, goodness how much, just enough salt. I'll do what my mother did, and I'll just pinch it and throw it in there. Doesn't have to be exact, but it's just a way to make it. Look in there. You see the little seeds? That. If you wait long enough, I guess you could just turn it into seed for next year. But now I'm going to eat this. Okay. When I was a child, my mother was a great cook. My dad was the gardener, and his mother, my grandmother, was the flower gardener. She also had a huge strawberry patch, but my mother was a fabulous Southern cook, which meant that she had no problem. In fact, she preferred, or I guess it's just the way it happened, to after this is soaked in salt for just a bit, she would take an egg, crack the egg in a bowl, whip it, and then she would take at least a half of a sleeve of saltine crackers. I prefer Zesta, but whatever, just saltines. And then she would roll those with her rolling pin and make a cracker meal, a cracker dust. And she would dip it into the egg, and then roll it in the cracker meal, the cracker dust. And while she was doing that, she would have a black iron skillet on the stove where she was heating some bacon grease. Yes, I grew up eating foods fried in bacon grease, and I would say most Southerners did. Now I don't even cook bacon, so I don't have any bacon grease, so I'll probably opt for canola oil or even olive oil. I cook things in olive oil now. But anyway, so you could do whatever, but I would have that grease hot, so hot that if you drop a little tad of water into it, it would go. That's the time to cook. And then so the squash dipped in egg, rolled in cracker meal, fried till it's brown on both sides. It's almost the same way you fry green tomatoes, except I don't think my mother used cracker crumbs. I think she used flour for that. And by the way, I think she may have used a little bit of flour with the saltines, a little bit of flour. The flour kind of holds the egg and holds the meal, and the flour attaches to the egg, and then it kind of holds that meal and that cracker crumb on there. So that's how I think we will do this. Be sure and salt it and pepper it. Don't cook old squash. They're better weapons than they are food. And that's how I'm going to make this squash.